Hello everybody, welcome to my channel.
Catherine Deneuve is one of the most iconic and enduring figures in European cinema, celebrated for her poise, beauty, and enigmatic screen presence. Born Catherine Fabienne Dorléac on October 22, 1943, in Paris, France, she was raised in a family of actors. Her parents, Maurice Dorléac and Renée Simonot, were both stage performers, and her sister, Françoise Dorléac, was also a talented actress who tragically died young. Deneuve's upbringing in a theatrical environment set the stage for her remarkable journey in film. Her breakthrough came in Jacques Demy's The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, 1964, a musical masterpiece that established her as a luminous star of French cinema. Deneuve's portrayal of Geneviève, a young woman torn between love and duty, showcased her ability to convey deep emotion beneath an exterior of restraint. This performance marked the beginning of her association with characters who embodied elegance, melancholy, and complexity, a persona that would define much of her career. She solidified her international reputation with Roman Polanski's Repulsion, 1965, a chilling psychological thriller that revealed her depth and versatility. Deneuve's portrayal of a woman descending into madness was haunting and unforgettable, cementing her status not just as a beauty, but as a formidable actress. This duality, grace coupled with emotional intensity, became her hallmark. Throughout the late 1960s and 1970s, Deneuve collaborated with some of the most acclaimed directors in world cinema. She starred in Louis Buñuel's Belle de Jour, 1967, playing Séverine, a bourgeois housewife who explores her secret desires by working in a brothel. The film was controversial and daring, and it remains one of her defining performances, blending eroticism, fantasy, and repression. Her partnership with Buñuel continued with Tristana, 1970, further establishing her as a muse of European art cinema. In the decades that followed, Deneuve became the epitome of French sophistication and timeless allure. She appeared in a diverse range of films, from François Truffaut's Mississippi Mermaid, 1969, to André Téchiné's The Last Metro, 1980, which won her a César Award for Best Actress. The latter film, set during the Nazi occupation of France, showcased her ability to balance vulnerability and strength with rare subtlety. Outside of France, Deneuve also found success in English-language cinema. She starred opposite David Bowie in The Hunger, 1983, a cult vampire classic that highlighted her mysterious and ageless presence. In the 1990s and 2000s, she continued to reinvent herself, appearing in works like Indochine, 1992, for which she earned an Academy Award nomination, and Lars von Trier's Dancer in the Dark, 2000, where she shared the screen with Björk. Beyond acting, Catherine Deneuve has been a symbol of French elegance and independence. She was the face of Chanel No. 5 in the 1970s, embodying the refined allure that captivated both filmmakers and fashion houses. Her style, impeccable yet understated, became synonymous with Parisian chic. Known for her discretion and mystery, Deneuve has always maintained an aura of reserve and intelligence, choosing her words carefully in public life. Yet, she has also been unafraid to voice her opinions, sometimes stirring controversy. As with her defense of free expression in discussions around feminism and art. Now regarded as a living legend of cinema, Catherine Deneuve's career spans over 6 decades, with performances that continue to resonate across generations. Her work embodies the evolution of French cinema itself, from the romanticism of the New Wave to the introspection of modern auteur filmmaking. Graceful, enigmatic, and fiercely independent, Catherine Deneuve stands as a symbol of both cinematic artistry and the timeless power of restraint. She remains not merely an actress, but a cultural icon, a reflection of elegance, intellect, and the ever-shifting nature of desire and identity. Catherine Deneuve's personal life, much like her screen presence, has always been defined by elegant discretion and quiet strength. Despite her international fame, she has guarded her private world fiercely, preferring to let her performances speak for her. This choice only deepened her mystique, allowing her to remain both admired and unknowable, a quality that has fascinated audiences and filmmakers for decades. Born into a creative family, Deneuve's early exposure to performance shaped her understanding of acting as both a craft and a vocation. Yet she never seemed consumed by fame. Instead, she approached her career with a painter's discipline and a philosopher's detachment. Her relationships, though occasionally publicized, were always handled with dignity. She had a long relationship with director Roger Vadim, with whom she had her first child, Christian Vadim, and later, with Italian actor Marcello Mastroianni, with whom she had her daughter, Chiara Mastroianni, herself a respected actress who carries her parents' artistic legacy forward. Tragedy also marked Deneuve's early life. The death of her beloved sister Françoise Dorléac in a car accident in 1967 deeply affected her. The two had been close in both life and career, and the loss left an indelible imprint on Deneuve's outlook. Many critics have suggested that the quiet sadness and restraint often seen in her characters reflect this personal grief, an inner depth that gives her performances their haunting power. Deneuve's collaboration with visionary directors over the decades has been instrumental in shaping her artistic identity. With François Truffaut, she explored romantic melancholy. With Louis Buñuel, she embodied psychological complexity, and with André Téchiné, she found emotional honesty and maturity. Her willingness to work across genres, from surrealism to melodrama, from musical to thriller, illustrates her remarkable range and curiosity as an artist. Her beauty, often described as aristocratic and untouchable, became part of her cinematic mythos. Yet Deneuve herself has resisted being defined by it. She once remarked, "Being beautiful is like being born rich and getting poorer." This statement reflects her acute awareness of the impermanence of appearance and her belief in longevity through talent, not surface charm. Off-screen, Deneuve has also been a symbol of French cultural identity. She has represented France at official events, served as an ambassador for UNESCO, and used her influence to support causes related to freedom of expression and artistic integrity. In 1985, she was named an Officer of the Legion of Honor, one of France's highest distinctions, in recognition of her contribution to the arts. Her later career continued to showcase her refusal to fade into nostalgia. In films like 8 Women, 2002, The Girl on the Train, 2009, and The Truth, 2019, Deneuve embraced complex, often unflattering roles that explored aging, motherhood, and fame. Each performance reaffirmed her relevance and courage as an actress unafraid of vulnerability or contradiction. Catherine Deneuve's influence on generations of actresses, from Isabelle Huppert and Juliette Binoche to Marion Cotillard, is undeniable. She redefined what it meant to be a leading lady. Not just beautiful, but cerebral. Not just glamorous, but mysterious. Her characters rarely sought approval. They were women of interior life, often unknowable even to themselves. In interviews, Deneuve has spoken about the importance of mystery in art. She once said, "You must not reveal everything. Once everything is explained, nothing is left." That philosophy encapsulates her approach to acting and to life, a balance between exposure and concealment, presence and distance. Even today, in her 80s, Catherine Deneuve remains a towering figure of cinema and French culture. Her recent works continue to demonstrate her commitment to storytelling and her refusal to rest on past triumphs. She is not merely a relic of the golden age of French film, but an ever-evolving artist whose grace, intellect, and quiet rebellion have kept her timeless. Catherine Deneuve's cultural legacy extends far beyond the screen. She is not merely a celebrated actress, but a symbol of French identity, a figure who embodies the sophistication, ambiguity, and artistry that the world often associates with France itself. Over more than 6 decades, she has transcended cinematic eras and trends, maintaining relevance through the force of her intelligence, taste, and independence. A feminine enigma and a feminist paradox, Deneuve's relationship with feminism has been both complex and provocative. In her early career, she became the quintessential ice queen, a figure of cool beauty and control in contrast to the emotional intensity of her characters. This image, while adored by directors like Buñuel and Truffaut, also placed her at the center of debates about the representation of women in cinema. Rather than reject her sensual image, Deneuve reclaimed it on her own terms. She portrayed women who were both victims and masters of their own desire, characters like Séverine in Belle de Jour or Marion Steiner in The Last Metro, who challenged traditional moral boundaries and revealed the contradictions within femininity. These performances transformed her into a feminist paradox. A woman who embodied the male fantasy yet subverted it with intelligence and control. In later years, she stirred debate with her signature candor, most notably when she co-signed a 2018 open letter defending freedom of flirtation in the #MeToo era. While criticized by some, Deneuve's stance reflected her long-held belief in individualism and nuance, the idea that liberation should not come at the cost of complexity. It was another reminder that she has always resisted easy categorization. Fashion, style, and the power of image. Deneuve's collaboration with Yves Saint Laurent remains one of the most iconic partnerships in fashion and film history. Saint Laurent dressed her for both her films and personal life, crafting the sleek, tailored aesthetic that became her signature: immaculate trench coats, minimalist silhouettes, and cool sensuality. In Belle de Jour, it was Saint Laurent who created the elegant wardrobe that made Séverine's double life believable: prim by day, decadent by afternoon. The collaboration turned Deneuve into a fashion legend, and she became the muse of the House of Saint Laurent for decades. In the 1970s, she was chosen as the face of Chanel No. 5. Her image gracing advertisements across the world. The campaign was so successful that the American press dubbed her the most elegant woman in the world. For many outside France, Catherine Deneuve was France, its beauty, refinement, and mystery distilled into human form. Influence on global cinema. Deneuve's artistry helped redefine what a European actress could represent on the international stage. While Hollywood often preferred emotional transparency, Deneuve brought silence, restraint, and irony, qualities rooted in French existentialism and art cinema. She influenced filmmakers from Pedro Almodóvar to Wong Kar-wai, and actresses who admired her ability to reveal vulnerability without surrendering dignity. Her international appeal was not based on conformity but on difference, her refusal to fit into Hollywood archetypes. In an era when glamour often meant exposure, Deneuve's allure lay in what she withheld. This mystique, coupled with her subtle emotional intelligence, inspired filmmakers to explore deeper, more ambiguous female characters. Continuing grace and relevance even into her later years, Deneuve remains prolific. Her collaborations with contemporary directors such as Emmanuel Bercot, Arnaud Desplechin, and Hirokazu Koreeda prove her enduring versatility. Films like The Midwife, 2017, and The Truth, 2019, show her embracing age with grace, neither romanticizing youth nor denying the passage of time. She also survived a stroke in 2019, recovering with remarkable resilience and returning to work within a year. Her determination reaffirmed her legendary status, not only as a star but as an artist who has given her life to cinema. Legacy. Catherine Deneuve's influence is immeasurable. She helped transform the perception of women on screen, presenting them as complex beings capable of intellect, sensuality, and contradiction. Her career spans generations, from the golden age of post-war French cinema to the digital present, and yet her presence remains undiminished. To many, she represents a rare combination of discipline, beauty, and emotional intelligence, a woman who mastered the art of stillness, where every glance carries meaning. In her best performances, Deneuve seems to capture something eternal about human nature. The tension between control and desire, elegance and chaos, silence and revelation. In the pantheon of world cinema, Catherine Deneuve stands as a symbol of timeless artistry. She is not just a performer, but a cultural force, an embodiment of a certain kind of beauty, mystery, and strength that continues to inspire filmmakers, fashion designers, and audiences around the globe. Certainly, Catherine Deneuve's filmography reads like a living map of European cinema, tracing its evolution from the romanticism of the 1960s to the introspection of the 21st century. Each of her performances reveals a facet of her artistry, restraint, allure, melancholy, and strength, woven into characters who are both specific and universal. Key filmography highlights: The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, 1964, directed by Jacques Demy. This Technicolor operetta transformed Deneuve from a young actress into an international sensation. Every line of dialogue is sung, every frame awash in pastel color. Yet beneath the sweetness lies heartbreak. Deneuve's Geneviève, a tender, naive girl separated from her lover by circumstance, became a symbol of lost innocence. Her luminous presence, combined with Michel Legrand's unforgettable score, made the film a masterpiece of romantic melancholy. Repulsion, 1965, in Roman Polanski's disturbing psychological thriller, Deneuve revealed a darker dimension of her talent. Playing Carol, a sexually repressed woman descending into madness, she conveyed terror and alienation without relying on dialogue. Her stillness, her fear of touch, and the slow unraveling of her psyche turned the film into one of the most haunting studies of isolation in cinema history. It shattered the notion that Deneuve was only a porcelain beauty. She was also capable of profound psychological intensity. Belle de Jour, 1967, perhaps her most defining role. In Luis Buñuel's surreal masterpiece, Deneuve portrayed Séverine, a bourgeois wife who spends her afternoons working as a prostitute while maintaining an impeccable facade at home. The film's exploration of fantasy, repression, and social hypocrisy made it an instant classic. Deneuve's cool, inscrutable performance became a touchstone of modern cinema, her expressionless beauty hiding an interior world of contradictions. Belle de Jour cemented her image as the ultimate enigma, a woman whose silence speaks volumes. Tristana, 1970, Deneuve's second collaboration with Buñuel saw her evolve further. Playing a young woman whose innocence curdles into bitterness and defiance after being manipulated by her guardian. The film explored themes of freedom, morality, and revenge, with Deneuve embodying the tension between purity and corruption. Her subtle transformation over the film's course remains one of her finest achievements. The Last Metro, 1980, directed by François Truffaut, this wartime drama brought Deneuve critical acclaim and a César Award for Best Actress. Set in Nazi-occupied Paris, she portrayed Marion Steiner, a theater actress protecting her Jewish husband in hiding. The role allowed Deneuve to combine courage and vulnerability, intellect and emotion, qualities that defined her mature period. The film's quiet heroism mirrored her own sense of dignity. Indochine, 1992, a sweeping historical epic directed by Roger Wargnier. Indochine gave Deneuve an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. As Eliane de Vries, a French colonial plantation owner in Indochina, she embodied both the grandeur and decay of empire. Her performance, elegant, restrained, and deeply emotional, was praised for its moral complexity. It was a role that transcended national borders, confirming her as a truly global star. The Hunger, 1983, in this stylish vampire tale by Tony Scott, Deneuve played the immortal Miriam Blaylock, a sensual creature of elegance and cruelty. Starring alongside David Bowie and Susan Sarandon, she blended gothic horror with erotic sophistication. The film became a cult classic and solidified Deneuve's image as an icon of timeless beauty and allure. Dancer in the Dark, 2000, working with Lars von Trier. Deneuve took a supporting role alongside Icelandic singer Björk in this tragic musical drama. As the practical yet kind-hearted factory worker Kathy, she grounded the film's emotional chaos with her calm, human warmth. Her willingness to work with a controversial avant-garde director demonstrated her artistic bravery and refusal to rest on reputation. 8 Women, 2002, directed by Françoise Ozon. This colorful whodunit brought together generations of French actresses. Deneuve's role as Gabby, the matriarch of a dysfunctional family, showcased her comedic and theatrical side. The film was both a parody and homage to classic French cinema, and Deneuve embraced its self-awareness with wit and grace. The Midwife, 2017. In this late-career gem, Deneuve played Béatrice, a flamboyant woman reconnecting with her late lover's daughter.
Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.